Welcome to Daytime. I'm Cindy Edwards.
I'm Dave Nemeth. Thanks for joining us today. What a great day we have. You just saw him. Peter Noone is going to be here.
And a big day for David and for me and for you.
In fact, it inspired me to start going through some of my old 45s, okay? and no, seriously,
yes,
I mean, look at this.
You have a lot
this
of 45s.
This is great stuff. Itchy Goo Park by Small Faces. These are. I rode
Sing that because I don't know that song.
So
Itchy Goo Park.
Never mind. I'm not going to sing it. We don't have the rights.
That's true.
The Letter by the Box Tops.
The Letter.
Huh? My baby done wrote me a letter.
Oh, I know that song. Yes.
Bobby Sherman.
Yes.
Which Peter Noone kind of reminds me of Bobby Sherman.
Yes.
This is Gary Puckett and the Union Gap, Young Girl. Okay.
Young
so
girl.
on this note, let me give you a little quiz.
Oh no.
Because you weren't quite there.
No, I wasn't quite there.
Okay.
Funny, I know a lot of the songs, but I wasn't
you do,
there.
Because they're great.
They're timeless.
They're timeless. They're great. They're classic. Okay. Here I have the 45 Crimson and Clover by
Joan Jett.
Tommy. Yeah, she remade it. Okay. But Tommy James and the Shondells. Okay. Now the original song generally played on AM radio stations at a time length of about 3.5 minutes, but the actual recording had a psychedelic extended guitar solo that made the song A, 5.5 minutes long, 10 minutes long,
what?
18 minutes long.
Oh no.
Which one?
Well, it depends on how psychedelic they were feeling. I'm going to say 10 minutes long.
No.
5? 8?
5.5 minutes.
5.5. Shoot.
Yes.
Should have gone
really
with that.
cool. If you guys haven't heard the long version of Crimson and Clover, get it. It's awesome. Okay, here we go. Hang On Sloopy by the McCoys.
I know that song.
Of course you do. Who doesn't?
Hang on.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay, and it was Sloopy, not Snoopy.
That's right, not Snoopy.
The guitar player, lead guitar player on this song, was a guy named Rick Zeringer at the time. He went on to become a popular artist later on in life, changed his name to Rick Derringer.
Oh.
What was his most popular song?
I don't know.
Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo.
Of course.
Same guy.
I know that song too.
Okay, here's one for you.
I just didn't know it was him.
Here's one for you. There's a Kind of Hush.
All over the world?
Yes. This was done by covered by at least 3 popular artists. Can you name any of them?
Peter Noone.
Peter Noone of Herman's Hermits, yes, of course. Also, the Carpenters did it.
Oh, yes, I did like their version as well.
And that's what this one is. This is the
Who
Carpenters.
else?
Gary Lewis and the Playboys.
Oh.
Did it.
I think there was a kind of a punk band or a rock band that may have done it as well.
It's very possible.
It is.
You never
it's a good
know.
song.
Well, in any case, this brings us to our first guest.
Yes, his name's Peter Noone. You saw him at the top of the show, and we're very happy he's here.
He was an international star, and by the time he was only 16, everybody around the world knew who he was. He was a true part of the British invasion that most people associate with the Beatles.
But the band Herman's Hermits was right in the middle of all the hoopla, fronted by the very young Peter Noone. Herman's Hermits played all the big venues, the Ed Sullivan Show, and drove the young lassies wild.
Yes, he did. Our first guest today just happens to be, by coincidence, the one and only Peter Noone. And here he is, just waking up.
Yeah,
the
really
incredibly talented Peter Noone. Hey, man, good to see you.
So good to have you here.
Yes.
I love it.
You
I've watched the show in all different towns all across America on tour. You switch the TV in the morning. I feel like I know you.
Oh, well, good.
That's great.
We feel like we know you, too.
And we actually do know each other. We did a telethon together a few years ago, and, you know, I've been a big fan for years. You started, well, obviously, yeah.
Major fan.
Well, here's how major I am. I've got greatest hits
right
here, which I wouldn't mind having you autograph at some point.
Absolutely.
Later on.
You know, the lady in the picture on the back.
Yeah, I always wondered about her.
Is T. Boone Pickens' wife.
Really?
She became T. Boone Pickens' wife.
I'll be darned. I always wondered about that. And look at the young Peter Noone. You were actually, what, 15?
Does she have a face?
I was probably about 16
16 when this thing got going. And
you know what happened was we were like a punk band. Because we didn't really have a plan. I was sort of saying this morning, you know, we came out and we drove around in our van for a couple of years, and we started to get kind of popular. And then we got a record. You know, every band wants to hear themselves on the radio. Our record got on the radio, and then for the next 10 years, it was just like a
Right.
blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Were you
Yeah.
finding yourself running into the Beatles in different at different venues?
We knew them before we made it, and they were always very kind. It was kind of, they're responsible for us being gentlemen, really, because they were so well educated for that and well mannered. They had great humor and great style,
Right,
and
they were classy.
So they kind of opened the doors for us. So everywhere we went, they'd already just been and kind of done the work for us.
Did you? Did they influence the way you dressed and everything?
I had a pair of shoes that were called, in England, they were called Cuban heel boots. That was that was the closest, because we had to be unique. Every band in England at the time had to be totally unique. We couldn't be like the Beatles, we couldn't be like the Stones, and the Stones weren't like the Who, and the Who wasn't like the Kinks, and everybody was different.
As this whole thing started to take off, you're very, very young. Now, were you driving the bus, so to speak, or were you just a cog in a machine after a while?
You know, quite amazingly, I think I drove the bus, and it's arrogance, and because it was preposterous, because I was like the youngest person in the band.
How old were you?
15 and 16,
you're
and
just a
that's about
baby.
yeah. But you know, I thought I knew what I was doing, which is kind of punk elements. You know, it was just brash. Yeah, and my question always was, like Ed Sullivan show would say, you want to do the Ed Sullivan show? And we'd never heard of Ed Sullivan. And we said, who's done it? And they go, well, the Beatles have done it. I said, well, they do everything. And they said,
It doesn't mean anything, right?
well, next week they got Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. So I said, if we can be on the same show as Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons and meet them, we'll do the show.
Wow.
And we met them.
I have met a few of my idols being able to be the host of this show daytime, and a couple of them have been members of the Monkees. And I recently talked to Davy Jones, and Davy Jones had something to say to you.
Oh, funny.
Take a look.
Hey, Peter, it's great. I make fun of you all the time, and I know that I tell everybody that you now sing, Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely walker. And I so often call you Peter Noone, because that's what I was bad at English, okay? But I'm looking forward to working with you on the 27th in Schenectady, New York. And also, hey, let's go out together. You know, the ultimate idols. Peter Noone, Davy Jones. Hey, what a ticket that could be. See you on the green, mate.
So what do you think of that,
Isn't
Peter?
that cute?
What do you
He's such a
think?
good guy.
He speaks so highly of you.
Yeah, we do a couple of shows together. He's very good fun. He makes fun of me, and I say, my mum had all your records and stuff like that. You know.
You have never really slowed down, have you? You've been going since you were 15, and you're married, and you've been married for how long?
42 years.
How have you managed to do that with that kind of a
the good
life?
one. If you find the good one first time around.
Did she come on the road with you over the
She
years?
did at the beginning, and then about 23 years ago we had our first baby, and then she stayed at home ever since then. She'd been a mom and all that stuff. Before, she was like a rock lady who came with me everywhere, and we just did everything together. It was great fun. You know, the road is if you do it properly, it can be kind of fun. It's entertaining. It's every day is another adventure. Like yesterday,
That's
I got
true.
up in the morning and I didn't, I got the plane to
Feeling
Los
fine.
Angeles, then Los Angeles to Chicago, then Chicago to Tampa, and then my bags weren't on the plane with me, and that's why I'm dressed like this.
But
Normally, I
nothing
wear blue
stresses you, I
striped
bet,
shirt.
anymore.
You know what? The things I have no control of, I let go completely. You know, my bags aren't here, it's going to rain. Those are things I can't do anything about.
True.
Well, even though we've worked together before and I've met you before, I'm always in awe, and she knows it. I'm
Oh,
a
he's
major-
so in
major
awe. You
fan.
have to see what he wears every day.
Oh, you don't
Just
really-
show him.
really?
Yes, you
What
have
is
to
it?
show him.
Oh,
This,
boy.
he wears this every
It's
single
not a bulletproof vest, is it?
No, it's all about you. It's kind of
Oh,
scary,
no, this is
actually.
scary. This is scary. He's got a Herman's Hermits t-shirt. You are the man.
Yeah, there you go.
This is an urgent message for anyone with